Hello and welcome to episode number 185 of Does This Button Do? It's an educational show about smartphones and technology with us, Geeks on Tour. Today's beginner's lesson is making custom maps with Google MyMaps, GPS, and photos. Example with dive sites. But first, a quick tip.
It all kind of starts with latitude and longitude. So the quick tip is using Google Maps. How do you get the GPS coordinates for a place? And how do you find a place based on the GPS coordinates, the latitude and longitude? Yep.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour, and this tutorial video is about finding and using GPS coordinates, and I'm going to show you on Google Maps. I'm going to find the GPS coordinate of a place and then find a place using the GPS coordinate, first on the computer and then on a phone. On the computer, you open up a browser and you go to Google Maps. You can click on this 9-dot grid and here is the Google Maps icon, or if that isn't there, you can always go to maps.google.com. Now, we are in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I want to tell somebody about my favorite parking spot down on the beach. So I'll zoom in. I'm even going to go into satellite view so I can be sure I get the exact right spot. Right, like right there. Now, this obviously doesn't have a street address attached to it, so how do I get the GPS coordinates? Just click. And a little info box opens at the bottom, and those numbers are the latitude and the longitude, the GPS coordinates. Drag across them, right click, and copy. So now I can send those to my friend, and when they get them, they can open up Google Maps, paste the GPS coordinates into the search box, and search. And it puts a marker right at that parking spot. All right, now how do we do this on a phone or mobile device? On a phone, I'm going to open up Google Maps. And I will find that same parking spot down on the beach. I think I'll also look at it with the satellite view. And then, since I don't have a mouse to click, it is a long press. Hold on the spot where you want, and then you tap on that spot, and here are the GPS coordinates. Just tap on the GPS coordinates and they have been copied. Now I can go anywhere else and paste those. How do I paste? Long press and paste, and then tap the little search button down here, and it goes to the parking spot on the beach. So that is how you get a GPS coordinate from a place and how you use a GPS coordinate to get to the place.
Wow, that's really pretty cool. Yeah.
It's so easy. It's just incredible how easy it is.
Great. Well, we're Geeks on Tour, and do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your iPhone or your Android tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
Well, we are geeks, also known as propeller heads, who teach. And we believe that the best way to learn is in bite-sized pieces on a regular basis. So we do this YouTube show. We come up with a different topic for each time we do the show, and you can learn that way. All of our content is collected on our website, geeksontour.com.
All right, Chris, where are we now?
I don't care where we are now. It's where we were. It's where we were last week.
Oh, yeah.
That that counts. We went diving. We went to Bimini with our scuba club. And we went diving with Neil Watson divers. These were specific shark dives. You don't normally see that.
Oh, don't tell them that. You see that all the time.
Beautiful spot.
Now this is our background.
And one more dive. This one was real special and hammerhead
But it was still
And if you notice that little map, that's what we're going to teach you how to do. Very friendly sharks. And this was a shark research lab we got to go to also. And then we came.
I like that stuff.
So now we are back home, and yeah, he's been playing with video all week. And what did you use to make that?
Filmora 9. It's the editor that for that.
And we did do an episode of this show on how to use Filmora. You can go to our website at geeksontour.com, click on YouTube shows, and scroll down until you see where it says Filmora.
All right, I want to invite our premium members to the Backstage Pass. It's an online meeting using Zoom technology right after the show, and Chris sent out a link for our members. About that, you can click on that link and join us there, or you can go to our website, geeksontour.com, member login, and scroll down and you'll see the link there. Okay? So today,
So Sheila was trying to warn us about the sharks.
Sheila screamed out, "Shark, shark," before she realized she couldn't hear.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila, and Tom, and Ron, and Liz, and everybody out there. Thanks for stopping by right now.
Now, making your own custom maps. We think the best way to do it is a website called MyMaps for Google. It's Google MyMaps. And we've taught this before. Episode 176 taught kind of an overview basics of making maps with Google MyMaps. We also taught in episode 111 about adding photos to map markers. Today's lesson is about adding places that can't be seen on a map, like dive sites. You know, how do you mark a dive site in the middle of the ocean? You need GPS, and we'd get it from a photo, and that's what we're going to be showing you today.
Okay.
So Google My Maps. It's mymaps.google.com. It's free. It's part of your Google account. It is definitely easier on a computer, but I'm going to show you on an iPad also. On the Android, there is an app, but it's very limited, a My Maps app. On the iOS, there's no app at all. But you can use the browser and go to mymaps.google.com, and when you do it, they are actually stored in your Google Drive. So adding markers to your map, it's a map, you know, so you can see, just like in the opening video, You could see a parking spot and you could add a marker to that parking spot. But what about things that you can't see, like dive sites? Or how about favorite fishing spots out in the ocean? Or a camp spot or backpacking place in the forest or the middle of the desert, you RVers who boondock in the desert. Or if you saw something from a speeding train, and you want to say, what is that? We have solution. You find the GPS coordinates from a photo. So just take a photo, making sure that your phone has geotagging turned on, which is why for dive sites, you can't count on a photo underwater. There's not going to be any GPS down there. So you have to take a photo above water at the spot where you're going diving. And here's how.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour, and this tutorial video is about how to make a custom map using GPS coordinates from a photo. Let me explain what I mean. We're going to use Google MyMaps, mymaps.google.com, and I'm going to create a new map. Now, this is to be a map of favorite fishing spots, but they're out in the ocean. How do I find that fishing spot when it's not something that is marked on any map? I want to make my own marker. What I do is I have a photo. So I'm going to my Google Photos, and let's say that this is a picture of a favorite fishing spot. If I click on the I for info, it opens up a place where I see a map. That's because this was taken with a smartphone that automatically geotagged it. I can click on that marker on the map. That takes me to Google Maps and the marker, and there is the GPS coordinates right there. Or I can click on it and they appear down below, and I think these have more decimal places, so I like that. So I'm going to copy that. So now I have the exact GPS location of this favorite fishing spot. I go back to my map and I put that into the search box. Right click and paste and search for it. There is the fishing spot. So now I can click on that and add to map. So in the future, if you want to be able to make a map of places that don't show on regular maps, just take a photo with your smartphone and use Google Photos and Google My Maps.
Excellent.
I hope you're able to follow that. I'm going to do live demo also because I'm actually using 3 different programs there. The photo is in Google Photos. And since it was taken with a smartphone that had the geotagging settings turned on, it had this map. Then you click and you go to Google Maps to find the actual latitude and longitude, and then it's Google My Maps that you're creating it with. All right, so this is a little bit more advanced than most of our shows, but
Okay.
but it's actually quite easy. So I'm going to demo now, and I'm going to use the iPad because that's one of the first questions that people always ask. Can I do this on an iPad? I like to do it on a computer. It's definitely easier on a computer. But you can do it on the iPad. There's no app. There's no My Maps app, but you just open a browser and go to mymaps.google.com. You can create a new map. I'm going to show you how you add just a normal place mark, and then I'm going to add the 3 dive sites from Bimini. Then I'll show you how you view the map on your phone. Okay. So here is my iPad. And say, there is no app. So I open up a browser, and I think Chrome is the way to go. So Chrome browser, and it's mymaps.google.com. Don't make the mistake. You used to be able to go to it, just mymaps.com, but that takes you to somebody else's map program now, not the Google. So mymaps.google.com and go. And there's other ways to get there as well, but that's my main way. And if you're logged into your account, you'll see all the maps that you have made. I'm going to create a new map by tapping on the plus down. And that. And then see, it's very tiny, but legend is where I get to see what this map is going to be called, and I'm going to call it 2020 Bimini Trip. Okay. And save that. Each piece inside the map needs to be saved, but the overall map itself gets saved automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. Now I need to find where we went, and that was to Bimini. And the easiest way to find things is just to search. So I tap on the search, and we stayed at the Big Game Club. Big Game Club Resort and Marina. Go. I could just tap Add to Map here, but that puts Google's marker on my map, and I want my own, mainly because of photos. If I put Google's marker there, then anytime I look at it, I'll be seeing all the Google photos that got put someplace. So I know right where it is, and I tap on the little marker tool and long press right where I want it to be. And I can still type Big Game Club. I can also add photos, and I'm going to do that because we took some great photos over there. Photos just of the Big Game Club. You tap on the little photo icon and then your photos. So what do you think your photos refers to? Google Photos.
I would hope so.
Because we're working with Google My Maps. I'm logged into my account, so when it says your photos, I'm looking at my photos. And here's all the photos from February, and I'm pretty sure there's some down here from the resort. And I really love the resort. I'm just going to add the picture. There we go. And you can add more pictures to a marker. See plus there? Okay. Now, this is a piece of the map I have to save. So that is the where we stayed. Now I need to find where we dove. And I have no idea. I have no idea. So what do I do? It
was in the ocean.
Right. It was in the ocean. No sense of direction when you get out in the ocean for me. So I need to look at my Google Photos and find, and I made an album of the dive sites so that this would be fast. The first dive site was this old wreck. And on a mobile device, how you get to the map of where the picture was taken is you swipe up. And there's the map. Now this does show the GPS coordinates, but I can't copy them here. All I can do is go to Google Maps and copy them from the info box on Google Maps. All I have to do is tap coordinates copied to clipboard. Now what? Back to Google My Maps, already in progress on Chrome. put those coordinates in the search box, paste, search, and it goes right to where that dive site is. And I can tap on the marker, add to map, and it just has a title of the coordinates.
Latitude, longitude.
Latitude, longitude, yeah. I want to tap on the pencil so I can edit that. And I'm just going to say dive 1. And that was indeed dive 1. Now I want another one, so I'll go back to my photos. And this was the shark dive.
The first shark dive.
The first shark dive. Swipe up, tap the map, tap Google Maps, and copy the latitude, longitude. Back to Chrome and the MyMaps, tap on search, paste, and search. Tap the marker, add to map, edit, and dive 2. And you have to tap save there. I'm going to add the third one too. Repetition is good, right?
Yes,
learn.
Absolutely.
So
don't ask them.
Google Photos. Next picture, this was taken at the spot where we went diving with the hammerheads. And swipe up, tap map, go to Google Maps, copy the lat-lon, back to the Chrome browser, and My Maps, tap in search, long press to paste. Tap the marker, add to map, edit, and this was dive 3. And you can do lots more here. I mean, for example, I could even put the link to Jim's video about the whole trip right in the map marker.
Or I even have separate videos or movies for each dive.
Yeah, you'd have to put them on YouTube though. So here okay. I'm going to add a 4th app to this because I do have YouTube on here, and I think I already have it up to Jim's channel on YouTube, and here is that video, and share and copy link. Back to My Maps, and oh no, that's Google Maps. My Maps is in Chrome, and there's the little box that is for the marker, and I can just paste the YouTube link in there and say Jim's video, and now save that marker. Now, do I have to save the whole map? No, it's already done, and it's in my account. And if I tap on Legend, we can see it's called 2020 Bimini Trip. So the last piece of this, let's say, your iPad is back home. Now you're working with your phone, and you want to see the map that you just made. You can do it in Google Maps. If I open up Google Maps, notice this new icon now. That, in case you haven't noticed or been to Google Maps lately, it's a new icon.
Yeah, they keep changing things.
I
saw the old icon there a few minutes ago.
I know, on the iPad.
Yeah.
Google Maps is the new icon, but when you tap on a map in the photo, it's still the old icon, yeah. So here I am in Google Maps, and we can here we are at home. If I want to get that map that I just made, you used to tap a 3-line menu in the upper left. No 3-line menu now. Everything is down at the bottom, and your maps are your saved items. So you tap on saved, and then over here, maps is the last one. And there is 2020 Bimini. And there are all my markers. I just think it's so cool to be able to see where we dove. I just had no idea that that's the wreck. And if I tap on one and more info, there is the link to the YouTube video I could tap on and play right now. And that is the Big Game Club, and I can see the photo that I put in there.
Yeah, very cool.
Now, what if now I want to get back to just regular Google Map? I don't want those on there. Where are they?
They must be a layer.
It's a layer, which is what I call this button up here in the upper right. I'm not sure if that's really the right word, but if you tap on that...
If you say it is, it must be.
Okay. Notice the Bimini trip shows up as a layer here, and it stays there until you turn it off. You can turn it off just by tapping on it. Now my markers from my custom map are gone. I can get them back. Maps, 2020 Bimini trip. They're back. Or layers, Bimini trip, they're gone.
Okay. If a shark eats your phone, you track the phone's path. I don't know about that one. But we did learn about some shark tracking and how they actually do it to the biological research facility there on South Bimini, because we got stuck there. The weather turned bad after and our ferry stranded us. They did, so we had to stay an extra day, and we had an extra little bit. We make lemonade out of lemons. When life gives you lemons, right? That questions?
Things in there. Comments.
What do you want to say?
Well, Bill, on the list here is Olive Cousin, says, when editing the dive location from coordinates to dive number, I found it quicker to long press the top row of letters that have the number rather than changing to the number keyboard.
Depends on your keyboard.
It depends on your keyboard, but yeah. And so that is just a keyboard tip there. And I agree. If you don't want to go back and forth, there is a little tip to long press a number.
And Michael Daniel says it's 20-year anniversary logo for Google Maps. 20 years. Wow. It's changed.
I thought it was 15.
I did too.
I thought it was 15.
But
because 20 years ago was 2000.
That's right.
There was no Google Maps.
Well,
so
maybe somebody's calling you to let you know.
If a shark eats your phone. I mean, you take a GoPro underwater with you, and you say that your GoPro does have GPS.
It does,
receiver
but
in it.
Only when it's above
water.
Above water.
Yeah.
Those signals do not go more than, I guess, 3 feet into. So.
A little tricky there.
Bill noticed your earrings.
Yes, thank you. He noticed my earrings.
Very nice.
Thank you, Michael.
We've stumped him. It is 15 years, right? We did not, because
we know that when we were RVing in 2003, we had to use, it wasn't even Streets and Trips map. No.
Don't worry about it. So, did you want to do this video, or did you want to?
Well, let's show them. Last year, we went to Little Cayman and went diving. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to show it live.
Okay.
And I did this same thing. Now, and click on Randy's gazebo there. This dive boat made a little drawing of each dive site. So that was a perfect opportunity to take a photo, and you knew what dive site that photo was of. And then you could just import all of these photos at once, and it lays them out. And yeah, at this point, let's do the video.
Okay.
And we've got 3:13.
Hi, this is Chris Gould with Geeks On Tour, and this tutorial video is about how to plot a group of photos onto a map using Google Photos and Google MyMaps. First, I'm going to take you to my Google Photos and show you the group of photos we're going to be working with. So photos.google.com, and notice I'm logged in with my little face there. And this is a group of photos of presidential museums. In our many years of RVing, we've made a point of visiting every presidential museum. So I put one picture from each museum into an album called Visited Presidential Museums. Now, each one needs to be geotagged. You need to have the location information. And how you see that is with this little eye. If I click it on, an information panel opens up to the right, and we see the map of where this was taken. I look at the next picture. This one doesn't have a map, but notice that it has where was this taken. I can click there and enter Reagan Presidential. Oops, that's house, so I got to keep typing. Anything that is in Google Maps you can attach to a picture. So this is the presidential library, yes. And it adds the map. Check to make sure all of your photos have a map, and that means that they were either taken by a smartphone that automatically includes the location information, or you added it with something like the tool available in Google Maps. Google Photos. All right, so now we need to go to our mapping software, and that is called Google MyMaps. There are several different ways to get to it, but I like going directly. So it's mymaps.google.com. Make sure to add that, or you might be at a different MyMaps site. Notice I am still logged in with my same account. So one account gets you into all services of Google, My Maps, and My Photos. And let's create a new map. And we're going to call this one Presidential Museums. Now here's where it gets really easy. I'm just going to import a photo album. Now I have lots of photo albums. You might not have to search through them as much as I do. But there it is, Visited Presidential Museums. I just click on that, and now I do need to select each picture. I can't even click and shift click. I don't know why. I have to click each picture and then select. And watch what happens. Boom. They are all located where they belong. And there's Nixon's, and there is Reagan's. Now I do have to go and edit their titles because they came in with a title of their location. Click on each, and you can click on them over here in the legend as well. So that one, and then the edit pencil, and then save. Whenever you make a change to a marker, you have to save. And there I have my map of pictures.
Like it.
There used to be a way with Picasa web albums. Yeah, I still reminisce as well that you could that Picasa web albums, you could just take an album and make and show them on a map, and Google Photos does not have that, but this is kind of close.
Okay. This. Ask us anything. What is this dot on my iPhone? How do I get rid of it?
These are just some questions that have been asked in the last week or so.
Bill wants to know, is there a way to add the dive depth or elevation to the location?
Well, Google certainly doesn't know how deep we dove,
No.
But if we do, we can add that to the text
in the description.
In the description of the marker.
Okay.
And elevation.
Altitude?
Seems, yeah, altitude. I did a tip a while back. If you use bicycle routes, it can show.
That's right, it did.
Elevation. Yeah, bicycle routes can show elevation, but it has to be a bicycle route. Yeah.
All right. Well, we invite you to sign up for our free newsletter, subscribe to the channel, become a premium member at Geeks On Tour, get Mrs. Geek's Guide to Google Photos at Amazon. Check that out. Reminder for your Backstage Pass for you premium members. It's an online meeting using Zoom. If you have a camera and microphone on your computer in most and Chromebooks, and certainly mobile devices do, you can go ahead and join us. That would be great. Become a member, geeksontour.com, and see our website. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and click on the subscribe button and like this video too. If you click that notification bell. Any other questions?
Doesn't look like it, so we can go straight to our review questions.
Okay, did you learn something? Which icon is the current Google Maps icon? Michael?
A.
What website do we use to make custom maps? A, mymaps.com, B, mymaps.google.com, or C, maps.google.com?
Well, maps.google.com is just Google Maps. So it's mymaps.google.com is the correct one. And be careful, if you type mymaps.com, it takes you somewhere, but it's not Google.
To find a place on a map using GPS coordinates, A, enter them in the search box, B, click the share button, C, turn on Lat Long Grid and find the numbers.
That used to be, long ago, that's the only way. A, enter them in the search box.
I remember when you had to have either decimals or
degrees and minutes.
That was crazy. Now it's a lot easier. And I remember having to get a converting program to go from one to the other so I could put those things in.
And you may have noticed that in the Google Maps, it has different, it gives you just the decimal, but it does have other options. So
true or false? A photo taken with a smartphone will always include the location GPS coordinates.
False.
Depends on your settings,
not
right?
If your settings aren't set right.
Okay. And when you view a saved map using Google Photos, it is a link, a setting, a layer, or a favorite places list.
It's a layer. Or at least that's what I call that little icon with two overlapping squares.
And it must be because you say so. So, Chris, what's the webpage that lists all of our weekly shows?
geeksontour.com, and the menu item. Oops, we need to update. I've changed it to say YouTube show.
All right.
Rather than
what's the
weekly
webpage that lists all of our recent newsletters?
geeksontour.com. Menu item is blogs and news.
Why do people pay $60 a year to join Geeks On Tour?
I think the best benefit is being able to ask us questions in the Q&A page, but you also gain access to all of our, what is it now, 613 videos?
Right.
Learning guides. We have a whole learning guide on how to do Google MyMaps, and 7 ebooks. You get the written notes from these YouTube shows.
And that's a great benefit.
I sure like, I go back to my written notes all the time to remember how to do something.
And to say thank you for all these free trainings that they get from us and the backstage pass, and see some of you back there. Hello from Debbie and Eddie from Williston, Florida. Okay.
Oh.
Very cool. All right, next week, we're going to do a show?
Probably, because we're home and we'll be getting ready for our next big dive trip.
Oh boy, that should be fun.
To the Indian Ocean.
Okay, and if you have an idea for a topic, go ahead and leave it anywhere you can contact us. Here on this YouTube video, on our website. Leave a comment on this YouTube video. That helps us. Okay. Well, that's it for this week. I'm Jen.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks on Tour.
Keep pushing those buttons. Ask what does this button do? I don't know. What does this button do? Just try it.
Yeah, keep on pushing buttons. See you later.
Bye-bye. See everybody backstage in just a couple minutes.